Why do men have two heads but don't use either one?
Same reason y'all women got 4 lips and can't keep them closed.
Yo, shout to Caesar, man.
When a man walk away too easy, it's cause he already been seeing another woman without you. Real love don't move on that quick. Only the guilty do. If this touch your soul, you have 2 things to do. Share this video and follow for more.
So men, if you're listening and you're like, what am I missing? Start to yearn. It's time to yearn. I was dating a boy in high school and he was a big yearner. Let me rephrase. We didn't date because he was yearning for me for 9 months, long enough to carry
That
a full
is the
childhood
hard
term.
thing about loving a yearner is that you're probably never going to date them.
He would drive really far, like 30 minutes to pick me up from school, and he would have a new gift for me every time he picked me up. One time it was a Vera Bradley satchel. And one time it was a Juicy Couture watch.
Oh my God, what happened to him?
He cheated on me. So.
You want to keep a relationship going, you stay in the masculine role, you let your woman stay in the feminine role. She gets to vent and download to you. You go talk to the guy tree. You only cry in front of your woman when an immediate family member dies or when you break both arms. And then you can only cry for about 3 seconds. Man, no. You ain't got the nerve to be mad at women because we become the man of your dreams before you find the woman of yours. Feel me?
That's going to take some time.
That's why I say you got 15 years.
These modern women keep on saying that men are intimidated by them. And that's not really the case. Men are just tired. That's really it. Y'all are annoying. Your attitude is annoying. Men are annoyed. They're put off. They're turned off by your attitude. The sooner modern women realize that, the better. But of course, they don't care.
A man should never have to ask his woman for affection. I know that now. Because when a man has to ask, something has already shifted. He is not asking because he is needy. He is asking because he is starving for the warmth that is supposed to come naturally from the woman he chose. And every time he has to ask, a small piece of his certainty about where he stands disappears. By the time a man stops asking altogether, it is not because he found peace. It is because he stopped believing the warmth was ever coming back.
Unpopular opinion. Some of y'all got a good man, know he a good man, but act like you need a good man. But whenever you push that good man away and then another woman gets that good man, you'll be sitting there looking confused and be saying how he ain't shit. But you know he a good man. Why not just treat him like he a good man right now so that you can keep your man and your relationship and your sanity? Because from what I understand about re-entering into this dating world, you don't want to do it. So if you have a good man, treat him like he's a good man, especially when you know it.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video. You know, it's a common belief that men are giving up, men are not. So that's the thing. Men are not giving up. They're giving up on dating modern women. And a lot of times, like, oh, well, you know, it's because you hate women. It's because you really don't like women. No, it's because I'm not receiving the basic amount, the basic level of respect.
Women don't know how to have a man's back. They think it means I'll back you up when you're right.
They don't have the same loyalty.
But it's just survival instinct. If I'm on a horse and it's slowing down and a faster one is passing, I'll jump.
Yeah.
I'll even push somebody off to get that horse. The survival instincts have us be disloyal, have us betray. But it's to us part when your husband is in a decline to stay devoted. That is a victory of human spirit. To be devoted without vote. I'm not voting in or out anymore. I give up my vote. I'm all in. To be all in is huge.
All right, most of us know this situation. Girl likes guy. Girl meets guy. Girl has interest in guy. Girl does not hear from guy. He doesn't text her. He doesn't call her. He's not pursuing her, but she's longing after him. She has a big crush on him, and she's kind of like indicating interest when she sees him, but he's not responding. Ladies, listen, if he's not texting you, if he's not calling you, if he's not asking you out, it's very, very, very likely he is not interested in you. And that's okay, because God created you beautifully. You can work on yourself to be the best you can be, and then you can be open to the guy that is interested in pursuing you. But if you waste your time and your mental energy and your heart energy on longing after the guy that is not interested, in effect, you're shutting yourself off to that guy that might be interested. So a little bit of advice: if he's not interested in you, let it go, move on. There's better fish in the sea for you.
You know, a lot of men are not approaching because they learn their lesson, right? Tried being a gentleman, learn my lesson. Tried being, you know, the good guy, the stable guy. I learned my lesson. Try to be assertive. Try to be vulnerable. I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. In all of these situations, modern women are continuing to ruin the dating market with their
unpopular opinion. A lot of women say that they don't believe in 50-50 until it's time for the divorce. Now suddenly you believe you should split everything in half, but you haven't been going half on anything. He's been putting 100% of the monetary value into the relationship, but when it's time to split things, you want half. But my question is, half of what? Because you didn't put anything in, but you want half the house, you want half the money, you want half the business, but you didn't put half of the value into those things. So why should you get half? If we're talking about the energy and effort that you put in and the time, y'all both put that stuff in. So I get it that you're irritated with that, but he put that in too. But when we're talking about a man who pays 100% of the bills, why do you feel like you should get half of anything in a divorce? When it's time to build with him, you like, babe, you got it. You got it. You gonna figure it out. You got it. See, the conversation ain't really about 50-50. It's about accountability, because you can't skip the grind and then expect the reward.
And, you know, you hear some of these clips and you don't really have to wonder why men stop chasing. It's not that men forgot how to lead. It's that you have too many situations that turn into him giving all the effort, him doing all of the work, right? And on top of that, you get disrespected. You get told that, you know, the things that you're doing don't mean anything. And so at some point in time, a man is just essentially going to check out and be like, man, he's not really doing anything for me.
Times have changed. Women have changed. The days of being a gentleman and being a nice guy, they're done. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Okay? Because quite frankly, hoflation is real. Okay? And hoflation, guys, is basically what we have now, where we have women that demand top tier guys while being low tier women themselves. They could be 304s, combative, not respect you, not be feminine, not submit, not adhere to your leadership. Right? They could have all these horrible traits, yet they still feel as though they deserve a top tier guy. And I'm here to tell you guys, they don't, okay? Bomba God! Don't rescue these women. Do not rescue them.
Unpopular opinion. What happens whenever a man gets fed up? What happens whenever he gets tired of begging you to do certain things, when he gets tired of you accusing him, when he gets tired of you nagging him, whenever he comes to cash in on that woman that you told him that you were? You know, that one who loves him unconditionally, who's there for him, who takes accountability, who apologizes, who ain't like the rest of them. But now you acting worse than his exes. What happens whenever he's ready to move on because he's tired of being accused of things that he's not doing? He's tired of you nagging him for every little bitty thing. What happens then whenever you lose your good man because you can't see him for the good man that he is and just appreciate all of the things that he brings to the table, and now you lose him to another woman?
So a lot of these modern women, they really want traditional treatment, like when it benefits them. But, you know, I want my freedom when accountability shows up. You know, that's it's so kid-like, man. It's so childlike. And men see this, they know it, and they're like, man, why why are you playing in my face like that? Is I think what men are asking at that point in time.
So for real, for a second, how are men like not the prize in relationships? As women, we expect men to approach us first, plan the dates, pay for the dates, drive everybody to the dates, provide, protect, stay loyal to us, keep themselves looking good, keep calm in all of the situations and never freak out. And they have to do all of this without complaining. Because, God forbid they do complain, then all of a sudden they're too emotional. Or God forbid they don't make 6 figures and all of a sudden they're broke. Or God forbid they're not taller than you and all of a sudden he's too short. Or God forbid somebody tries to set boundaries and oh my God, he's too controlling. And then you're doing all of this while simultaneously yelling at him that he's replaceable and you can have any man that you want. Or you're saying that you don't need a man actually and you can do everything you want by yourself and you don't need anybody to tell you anything. And it doesn't make any sense. Like, at a certain point, we have to stop yelling at men and expecting them to be superheroes and then getting mad at them and criticizing them like dogs whenever they act like a human being. Like, maybe men are the prize and we just need to start appreciating what they bring to the table a little bit more.
And one thing you'll probably notice is the expectation for a man is immediate, but the standard for a woman stays flexible. Like, what I want to do, how I want to do it, whenever I want to do it. I don't really have to do that unless I feel like it. And that's bullcrap, to be honest with you. A lot of men have to prove themselves. They have to provide. They have to reassure. They have to perform for you, while you give honestly and truly inconsistent effort. Just not really trying to cater to the man. Lack of detail, lack of attention. It's just a whole bunch of foolishness.
It's probably gonna get me canceled, and I know y'all finna be in them comments starting a ruckus, but somebody gotta say it. A lot of women are not single because they hate men. A lot of women are single because they have not run across a man who is strong in the areas where he wants to lead. Before anybody take that out of context, when I say stronger, I'm not talking about physical strength. No. I'm talking about mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Need I say more? I think when a lot of men understand that leadership is something that a woman would naturally trust you with if she sense that you already have it. So claiming something and not possessing that type of aura is two different things. So even if a woman finds herself physically attracted to a man, but she realizes that man is not emotionally mature, that man is not spiritually mature, that man is not financially stable, where is he going to lead her to? I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. I'm not. But the truth is, a lot of women are not trying to compete with men. They're not. But they're not willing to shrink themselves to be with somebody while they're trying to learn how to stand up. You see what I'm saying?
So, when you look at these clips, I don't think it's that hard for people to understand why men are exhausted. Men just get tired of having to shoulder the entire load and then really getting nothing back in return, right? It really honestly and truly used to be a perk to being a gentleman, to doing the right thing. But now with modern women, a lot of men have decided, hey man, I'm going to keep on doing the right thing, but I'm going to, do it elsewhere. I'm going to do it for my family. I'm not going to do it for some random stranger. And modern women are upset about that.
Y'all, recently I was in a club, right? And this man walked up to me and goes, and he rubs my arm like this. And he go, oh, you one of them good clean hoes. I was confused. My gabbers were flaccid. I didn't know what to say. So I was just like, yeah, I am clean. And he goes, you know what? You on that stripper shit. You on that stripper shit. And I was just like, what do you mean? You said I'm clean. Am I supposed to say no, I'm dirty? So one of the other dancers was like, yeah, he wants you to argue with him. I said, oh, well, actually, yeah, I'm a dirty, outside by the dumpster dirty. And he goes, oh, yeah. What's wrong with you niggas? Do y'all come up with stuff like this in the car, in the parking lot? Or does it just come off the dome? Where does it come from?
And let's talk for a second. I just had a thought while I was blow drying my hair. You know how our culture is looking at it, I don't chase, I attract? Well, I think that this message might be a little bit more for women. Maybe that's sexist of me, I don't know. Men are innately wired to chase. Women, not so much. We're the gatherers, we're the home providers, naturally. If you're offended by this, then don't listen, period. Men are supposed to chase. They need it. They need the hunt. Women are looking for someone who will court them, but men are like, oh, I'm not chasing her. We're not asking you to chase us. We're asking you to pursue as a man does, because that's what men do. That's what you've done for centuries. We are the prize. You come get us, not the other way around. If you're a man and you're going by the I don't chase, I attract, okay, good luck finding a woman, because we need to be courted, pursued, and desired. And if we're waiting on your text all day, we're gonna lose interest, or there will be a man that steps up and takes your spot because you're wishy-washy. Sometimes traditional can be good, not always. Sometimes gender roles are there for a reason, not always. That's just my 2 cents.
In the world of dating, the biggest enemy young men have is not women or the dating advice that is floating around. It's older men and who keep on giving bad advice to young men so that they constantly fail in dating women and then blame women so that older men can have it. And you guys don't understand that young men are put up to fail. The way older women guide younger women on how to navigate dating and what to look out for, what are the red flags and green flags, older men do the exact opposite. They try to eliminate the competition because they know a younger man has more stamina and he has more to offer because of youth. So they realize that only power and money can play in their favor. But if they can trick younger men into hating younger women, then they get access to all the younger girls and the young men get left behind, just paying for courses and listening to these older men, while all the older men act like gentlemen and with their money attract all the younger girls and keep them to them. They act chivalrous, they act nice, they load them with gifts, but they keep telling the younger men to not go for her. And this is resource hoarding. You see older men do it all the time, where they purposefully give young guys bad dating advice and set them up to fail. If you're a younger guy listening to this and you actually want to succeed in dating or get your dream girl, listen to what the women are saying on what they want, and that is your key to success, not another alpha male podcaster who's going to tell you how he gets all these chicks.
If he won't commit but still deals with you every day, congratulations, you're in a relationship. He's not. He likes you, he just doesn't respect the position that you're asking for. Because think about it, you're answering every call, you're texting him back like it's your job, and you're moving like his girlfriend. To a man who still introduces you like, yeah, that's just my friend, you're confused. He's not. He's living his best life. He gets your time, your attention, your energy with zero responsibility. That's not a situationship. That's a subscription he forgot to pay for. And the crazy part, you're scared to pull back because you don't want to lose him. Lose what? A man that already has you without choosing you? You don't have to convince him to commit. You have to make him feel like, wait, I might actually lose all access to her. Stop being so available. Stop rewarding bare minimum behavior. Stop acting like his when he's not acting like yours. Because the second you switch from I'll always be there to you actually have to step up to keep me, watch how fast he either steps up or falls off. Either way, you win. He's not committing because you made it optional. Peace and love. Like and follow.
A PSA for every man that's crippled by rejection, don't forget. Men have literally stopped approaching women because they're afraid to get rejected. They're afraid to be called creepy, fill in the blank. And when we act out of fear, we create the reality we're most fearful of. So a reminder to just shoot your shot, put yourself out there, and know that rejection is literally never personal.
Okay, cool. If it's not personal, you approach a man. If rejection is hot, you go try to get a man's number and see if you get rejected. You'll get rejected since it's a hot thing. You're not going to do that, though. This is another example of a woman getting on this app saying that men need to start approaching women again that probably has never talked to a man in her life. She's probably never gone up to a man that she's attracted to and tried to initiate a conversation. She's never had that process in her brain of what if this man doesn't like me, or the nerves, or, you know, any of the experiences that come with approaching someone that you're physically attracted to. So you can't speak on these things if you haven't done them. You know, just like y'all don't like us to speak on things because we can't have them. If you have not approached a man, shut the up about approaching women.
Another red flag, I think, is just the chivalry. Like, why is it?
I don't, like, where'd it go? I don't understand. Why am I paying for our meal on our first date, you know? And I don't know. I mean, society.
Okay, wait, so
changed.
go back. What do you mean? How many dates have you paid for?
No, more than I'd like to admit, but why?
Did you go like 50-50 or like what?
Some of them. I think that, there was one I totally paid for both, yeah. And a couple that were 50-50, but I was always like, yeah, this is just not, I don't know. It's different. People don't, like, society's different. It's not an obvious, I'm going to go out and get my dinner paid for. It's just not obvious anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I know how hard dating is and chivalry is. We've gotten here because we've distorted roles and we've let society discipline us way too much, and we've disconnected from God a lot, and women are taking so much of the responsibility out of men, and men are starting to feel very comfortable.
You never see men offering women seats on public transport anymore. And I'm not talking about pregnant women or women holding a baby or older women. I'm talking about just normal adult women aged between like 18 and 50, let's say. You never see it. And this is not a man bashing post. To anyone who follows me, I never man bash. The reason that men don't offer women seats on public transport anymore is because of women. They don't know how women are going to react. They think that they might get called out on social media. They think they might get shouted at. They think they might get told that they're like anti-feminism or toxic masculinity. So men just don't do it anymore. Men can't act chivalrous anymore. Like if a man offered me a seat on the train, I would absolutely love it. I would go as far to say that it would make my day. Like just such a simple, small gesture, such a simple, small act of kindness that would just put a smile on your face and make your day better. But men can't do this anymore. They can't do any chivalrous acts like this anymore because they just don't know how today's women are going to act. Now, please tell me, would you offer your seat to someone on the train, to a woman on the train? And again, I'm not talking about older people or pregnant people. I'm just talking about like a general woman that you saw on the train or the bus or any other public transport. Would you offer them a seat? Have you offered someone a seat recently and you've been met with a negative response? Please tell me. I would just love that there'd be some men out there that still do it, and that there are some women that actually still receive it warmly and kindly like I would. Let me know in the comments.
Dudes used to like taking women on dates and stuff. They started seeing how rigged it became when certain dudes did not have to do that because they either look real good or they had money. So when dudes started seeing like, I gotta put all this effort in, take you on a date, do all this type of stuff, but this dude is just hitting you up late at night, asking you what you're doing, and you say nothing, and you let him crack, like easy. So dudes started seeing stuff like that and seeing how easy some of these girls just be going and stuff. It made them like not want to take girls out.
I feel like every day men try to come up with a new way of saying the same thing all over again, because this is nothing but the whole 6 foot with a six pack making six figures trope that they always use whenever they can't find a woman. No, it's not because you're broke and unattractive. It's because you're broke, unattractive, and mean. Broke, unattractive, and a misogynist. Broke, unattractive, and red pill. They are so worried about what another man is doing. This reminds me of a video that I did not that long ago of 2 men on a Manosphere Red Pill podcast. This one man was talking about how this one girl that he was messing with went on a date with a man that took her to a steakhouse. And he was like, I was the one who ended up eating the steak because she packaged that all up and brought it home to me. And after I ate that meal that you paid for, I slept with her. And you probably only got a hug. And all the men in the comment section were talking about, oh, that's why I only give these women coffee dates. That's why I don't spend more than $10. That's why I'm worried about these women using me. And they're typing all this from the basement of their parents' home. Gold diggers are not your problem. But they want to use the idea that another man somewhere had been used as the reason why they can't give you good treatment. It's always a double standard. It's always projection. There's always some excuse for why they can't give women their best treatment. That's the real reason why they're single.
When people say I should be nicer to men, but this is modern chivalry.
Like actually? Like actually?
can't believe he actually let the door slam in my face. That's actually crazy.
Okay, so this chick is mad pressed because I guess she was expecting this guy to do the thing where, like, when you're holding the door open, you look behind you to make sure that no one else is coming through, which I personally do and I recommend doing no matter what gender you are. It's just a general courtesy. But my question is, why was she recording? That's always the first question I ask in these situations. Why was the phone out and why were you recording? Because now I'm wondering if you did this on purpose. Like, if you were literally just waiting out to run out at the last opportunity so you could get this, like, victimhood on camera. Because this looks avoidable. Because from our angle, it looks like the guy just did not bother to look around at all, leaving the door to slam in your face, which, yeah, maybe not the most courteous guy of all time, but also, that's not mandatory. Good thing you're not dating him. Bad thing you absolutely had to have your recording phone in your hand instead of in your pocket or a bag so that you had absolutely no way of catching the door as it closed. And this is the difference between a person who is grateful for random acts of kindness versus a person who simply feels entitled to random acts of kindness to the point that they don't even have enough self-preservation to take care of themselves. They just expect everyone else around them to do that for them. Like, unless you made eye contact with him, why would you assume he even saw you? I don't know, y'all. What do you think? Do I think it's typically a good habit to look behind you when you're opening a door in public? Absolutely, I do. But if there is no eye contact, man, this is just Darwinism. Just be glad you didn't spill that whole drink all over your dumb ass.
The men that actually have the resources are operating in a completely different market than they used to be. They were told to provide, otherwise they were worthless. So they did the work, they got the money, they got the degrees, they bought the house, they did it all right. And then one day they looked around and realized the women that they were making all this money for don't actually need anyone to provide for them. So here's what they started doing. They started treating partnerships like portfolio diversifications because that's all they know. Why commit to one when the market says you can have many options? And here's the really uncomfortable part that you don't want to hear. It's working for them. The apps, oh, they love it. They reward it. And the culture right now, it permits it. There is no social penalty for situationships or having a big roster. And let's be really clear, these men are not confused and they are not stuck and they know what they're doing. They're just adapting to the market that is rewarding them. And the women, they're left holding the bag and wondering why they did all this work and why the men that are supposed to choose them aren't choosing them. It's because the game changed and we told men that their value is only in their wallet. They believed us, they built that wallet, and now they're using it exactly how the market wants them to use it. So you want a solution? I'm going to give you one. You have to stop rewarding this behavior as a woman. That's all I got to say. Full stop. No situationships. Why are you on the roster? But that would require the same things our mothers couldn't do. We didn't want to walk away from security. And that security you'll stay with even when it's not serving you. And this cycle will continue until someone has the courage to change it.
You know, as a man figures out, you know, these modern women ain't really up to nothing. They're not really doing nothing. They really not hitting on nothing. And suddenly, hey man, I'm not really desperate anymore. I don't really need that. I'm not impressed. Not gonna put up with nonsense. Then that man becomes a nightmare to modern women. That man becomes a terror to modern women. I don't need your foolishness. I'm not gonna act like I do. Oh well, you want a little something? No. Hey, why don't I give you how you want me to please you? No. Get away from me. You're trouble. I don't know what you're going to say. So no, I don't want it from you.